Well, hello there, Libra. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome. We're so glad to have you. So today we are doing your September Love Tarot reading. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the Oracle cards, and then we'll move to the Tarot for more details. And this reading is really good from like now until, mid-October. So for the next 4 or 5 weeks. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, let's get into your reading. Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. I'll have to say that is really good. It's almost like really good advice right out. First card out. It's really good advice for any relationship, right? Whether it's romantic, family, friend, co-worker, whatever. When we have solid foundations, right? And we take the time to build those solid foundations, everything goes so much better. And then we have observer. So if you like somebody could be observing you, perhaps on your social media, or, maybe it's somebody at work or that lives, near you that sees you out and about walking your dog or something. And I feel like, that they're coming in. There's this sense that somebody wants to come in and start to, build this strong foundation with you. Or it could be the flip, right? You could be, noticing somebody and wanting to, start a relationship. But it is about building a strong foundation, having those healthy boundaries, but it's also about being open and respectful and, all of those things that a solid relationship have, including good communication. So let's go to, wow, big energy. Let's go to the tarot. We're going to first take a look at your present energy. Then we'll take a look at your obstacle over the next 4 or 5 weeks. Of course, you'll be overcoming that obstacle. And then we'll have advice from Spirit about how to overcome the obstacle. Wow. Oh my goodness. This is incredible. Okay. Yes. Look, you have commitment. Seeing the golden nugget in a certain situation. And you also have transformation, a sense that you have transformed, or I feel like you have either transformed or you're looking at somebody that has transformed. It could even be there's a little bit of an energy of somebody from the past, like almost like taking another look at a situation that you may have had in the past. Now, it doesn't have to be, like a long-term committed relationship that, you've ended some time ago. It could just be that, there was somebody at work that maybe you were interested in or they were interested in, but the timing was wrong, right? And it's kind of just this energy of, yeah, I want to take another look at that. And it could be because, maybe in the past they were interested in you, but you were still doing some healing. You were working on yourself. You were working on your career, your financial stability. And so you didn't really have the time or the energy perhaps, but now you do. There's this sense of, okay, now I am ready, because we have the 8 of Wands. Yeah. 8 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 6 of Wands, and the Judgment card. Okay, so once again, I feel like there is, for some of you, a chance that this is somebody from the past. If it's not somebody from the past, then I really feel like it's making a big decision about moving on from the person in the past, because both of these are about moving on, right? Taking action, moving on, saying, okay, that is over. I have done the healing. I'm ready for somebody new. So let's take a look at your present energy. Look at this. You have angels of the 4 directions. Your angels, your spirit guides are coming in to help you with this. You have the Ace of Pentacles here. This is, to me, somebody asking you out, or you asking somebody out. It could be, they could even reach out to you on social media or something and say, oh, how are you doing today? It's not necessarily that they're bringing in all of their wishes and dreams, trying to, it's kind of like, I feel like they come in a little bit slow, or you're starting this off slow because you do want to build this strong foundation. When you sometimes come in really strong, or somebody comes in, into your romantic life or work or anything really strong, you put up those boundaries, right? Because you're kind of like, whoa, what is this? Yeah, I'm not ready for that. I don't know. You may not even know this person that well. You're just kind of like, what? I feel like, they're coming in and it's kind of like they're trying to get to know you on a more casual level, okay? Because they want to build a strong foundation. I really like this, whether you're the one sending the message or you're receiving the message. It's kind of like, yes, I'm not rushing into this. It's kind of just like, I want to get to know you. I want to be your friend. It's a little bit more of, starting off with a friendship before you get into the romance. And I really like that. I mean, that is, the types of relationships that really last, right? When, you kind of get to know each other a little bit. Okay. So let's see. These cards are really flipping. My goodness. Okay. So we have Four of Pentacles. I feel like you're holding yourself back a little bit. Not truly being open yet because, and I don't think it's not coming from a bad place. It's kind of coming from, I'm keeping myself safe kind of place, It's not, what's underneath that? Yeah, holding yourself back because, oh my goodness, you have the Empress underneath. I really feel like if you are the one that is sending the message, right, you're holding yourself back a little bit because, this is your energy too, Libra. It's a little bit of, I don't want to, really and truly, it's almost like I don't want to, it's not jinx. It's kind of like not wanting to spook the other person, right? Because if you come in too strong, it's like, oh my goodness, they're going to, turn and run. I feel like they think of you as, it's interesting because I have the Emperor here, okay? So we have the Emperor and the Empress here, like your divine counterparts, but there's a sweet energy here, because the Empress and the Emperor, they can be pretty strong energies. But it's coming in a little bit softer with the Four of Cups. It's kind of like, yes, I'm not rushing into this because I want to lay this solid foundation. Now we have the Queen of Wands and the Two of Pentacles here. I think it's taking a lot of, confidence. I think it's taking a lot of confidence to try to figure out how to do this and if you actually want to put yourself out there, or if you're receiving the message of, okay, do I want to receive this message? Really interesting. So your obstacle over the next month or so is a new beginning and Seven of Wands, which is really interesting because remember we have this energy of moving on from the past, like making a concerted decision that you are moving on from any past energy, that you're embracing yourself with the idea of having new love in your life. And here we have the Seven of Wands, having the strength and the courage to come back out and into the love sector, right? To be open and vulnerable to having new love in your life. Really lovely. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Oh my goodness. And now look at this. We have the King of Wands. So we have, two major, let's see, we have the Queen. Queen of Swords. There's your energy. I think this all comes in very suddenly. And, here's the Ace of Wands, right? So we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Somebody coming in, really wanting, having a lot of passion, and yet at the same time being very careful with this, because it is this energy of let's do this right from the very first, right from the first, so initially I feel like you have the Five of Swords. This person, if they send you a message, I think you initially are kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? Here's my sword, I'm ready for battle. It's kind of like, I'm not ready for love. And then you have mellowed into, okay, I'm here, the single lady card, I'm confident, I've worked on myself, and I've worked on my pentacles, I have a nice life, right? And it's a softer energy, right? So at first it's kind of like, whoa, this could have even been your energy in the past, okay? And now you've graduated into this, right? But either way, it's kind of like you went from being in your head about love, right, into being confident and a little bit open about it, to lovers, to, okay, I am ready for love. But to me, it's a nice graduation, right? It's building that solid foundation of going from, yeah, I'm up in my head and I'm analyzing this, right, to, okay, I'm more soft, I'm more vulnerable, I'm more open to the idea, and then going to the lovers. So it's a lovely transition that you go through. So here we have your advice from Spirit. Optimism and Five of Wands. It could be, Libra, that you feel like this person, either you or they feel like there's a lot of competition, okay? With the Five of Wands, it's a sense of competition. Maybe this is a person that is somebody that you think, has a lot of people that are competing for their love or their attention. It could be that maybe they have like a lot of friends, or they spend a lot of time working, or they have a lot of interest and activities. So you're kind of like, well, they're pretty busy. How are we going to build this solid foundation? But there's also this energy here of, being optimistic, of not looking for, kind of the negative parts of this person or how this relationship starts off, to stay in the positive vibe. Because, there is, if you go to this, right, you're bringing in the negative energy. It's about staying as positive as you can. I feel like you're only going to this negative because, all right, you're kind of like trying to compare this person or this situation or this relationship to one that you've had in the past, because this is past energy, right? So it's almost like, okay, well, I want to make sure they're not like somebody from the past. So you're kind of concentrating on the negatives of somebody that's not even in this relationship, right? So it's about, okay, just look for the fruits, look for the good things in this relationship, instead of perhaps, I guess what it is, it's about, making sure that your expectations in love are not so high that you don't even allow somebody to kind of come into your healthy boundaries, right? Into your life, to get to know you a little bit and you get to know them. Like, give it a little time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. It's lovely. After a long time of feeling kind of alone, rejected, orphaned, feeling like you would never have a long-term committed relationship or perhaps marriage, right? And then you have the Eight of Swords, allowing your head, your ego, to try to keep your heart safe. But when we're trying to explore a new relationship, a new love relationship, we have to open our hearts a little bit. We have to be vulnerable to what, we just have to put ourselves out there a little bit, and you can do that slowly. You definitely can. You have the Knight of Pentacles on the bottom. You can do it slowly, because that's the way that you build a solid foundation. But you do have to kind of like open yourself up. So we have the Justice card. You're showing up in your own reading, knowing that you can work with others, that, once again, I feel like you're kind of concerned. Are you going to fit in with their friends? Are you going to fit in with their family? There could be like this, how am I going to fit in with this person's life? Or how are they going to fit into mine? Okay, so it can go either way, but it's a very balanced energy. Look at Six of Pentacles. This is a relationship where you can figure out how to get it to work out. Okay, so that might be, say you are single, the new person coming in is single, but you both had children from previous relationships, right? Trying to figure out like, okay, so how's that going to work? What are our kids going to think about this? But it can work out. It's about just staying balanced, not going to, all of the bad things, that can happen here. It's like, okay, let's just, take it one step at a time and see what you have. Yeah, family card just flipped out. Okay, so I feel like in the past, okay, you had a karmic partner, and this relationship has kind of like put you in a stuck energy, right? That's why I'm getting this kind of like, okay, comparing them to this new person to somebody from the past, because you had a karmic partner that really, we have the deception. I feel like this person really deceived you. You may have thought that that was a relationship that was going to go long term. So there's this energy of, okay, I have to really protect myself, right? But I think one of the things, if you think about that past relationship, you may have rushed into it a little bit too quickly. That's why the solid foundation is so important in this relationship, so that you feel comfortable being more vulnerable, right? And the other person, I feel, has very much the same type of energy. They have had a difficult past, either karmic or some other type of relationship. And so it's kind of like, okay, we're taking this slow, because it's almost like both of you had been burned in the past in love. So it's kind of like, yes, I don't want to do that, right? And I feel like it's really good. So you have family and community. Once again, I feel there's a little bit of energy. There could be children involved in this, trying to figure out how children or your families will fit together, and with the community, this person could live in your community, could be somebody that's kind of almost like in your social circle already. So once again, it's a little bit like, they could be kind of like keeping, watching you from a distance, or you can be watching them from a distance. But there's this energy of, okay, we know each other. We kind of like each other. Can we take this to the next level? Really lovely. Oh my goodness. Okay, yes, part of it is releasing the ex, making this decision, this distinct decision to leave the past in the past and to embrace this new beginning. Because remember, you have the new beginning card, right? We have religious factors, so there could be some religious differences between the two of you, but you also have the wedding card, which I really love, because from the very beginning, it was that energy of don't rush into this, take your time with this, because it is something that if you build a strong solid foundation could lead. You had the Hierophant, you have the Emperor and the Empress here, right? You have the wedding card. I mean, you have a lot of cards that are kind of indicating that. You have the commitment card, right? So you do have a lot of cards here that kind of indicate that this could be something that does go long term. Okay, so let's pull a soul truth. A lover's oracle card. And Libra, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Okay, so what do we see? Twin flames, your passion ignites. Okay, so, twin flames, not everybody is, twin flames. But I feel like this is the energy where knowing that this person is, there is this passion. It's about recognizing the fact that, it's time to build a solid foundation, to not rush this into a passionate, intimate relationship. Instead, to take the time to build a solid foundation so that it can go the distance. So I think that is, really good advice in this reading. Well, I'm going to leave it there, Libra. I do appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.